Hi and welcome back to Movies Explained, where we recap your favorite movies for you. Today we will be recapping the Oscar-winning Korean movie called Parasite. So without further ado, let's begin. The opening scene shows Ki-woo of the Kim family sitting on a couch in his semi-basement apartment in Seoul. He is trying to connect his phone to a Wi-Fi network in the vicinity by filling in the passcode to get access, but failing since the owner has set up a password. He informs his sister Ki-young and his mother Chung-suk about it. His mother wakes his father Ki-taek-2 to ask about his plan as they will lose contact over WhatsApp for jobs too. Ki-woo and Ki-young go to the restroom in order to catch Wi-Fi signals with their phones to a nearby cafe. The family folds pizza boxes for low income to make ends meet. Later the family is celebrating their connection to the new Wi-Fi when they see some drunkard on the street trying to urinate next to their window. On spot, the boy's friend Min-hyuk arrives and reprimands the man for trying to urinate there. He comes inside with a big brown box as a present. Inside the box is a scholar's rock which supposedly promises material wealth to a family and is sent by his grandfather. The Kim family asks him to relay their thanks to his grandfather. Later outside a local shop, the two friends sit and drink when Min-hyuk suggests that the Ki-woo tutor his student Dae of the rich Park family, posing as a university student once he leaves abroad for university. He confides to him that she is his romantic interest and he will ask her out officially once she is in college. Ki-woo tells him he is not a college student or has a proper degree, but Min argues that he has enough knowledge and he can't trust Dae with any other tutor. With the help of his sister Ki-young, he gets a forged certificate made in Photoshop posing to be a student of Yonsei University. Ki-woo takes his forged documents to the Park house for an interview. The Park mother, Choi Yeon-hyo, tells him that she does not care for a degree and can rely on Min-hyuk's recommendation. She also reveals that she and her daughter were satisfied with Min's tutoring regardless of Dae's grades since he is a brilliant human being. The mother insists that she will sit through the first lesson to analyze if he is up to Min's level of tutoring. During the first lesson, Ki-woo checks Dae's pulse while solving a question and tells her that she needs to dominate her exams and that she needs vigor. Later Yeon-hyo gives advance payment to Ki-woo and sets up his schedule. She insists on addressing him as Kevin in the house when her son Daesung appears and shoots an Indian arrow. She tells him that he has an eccentric personality and gets easily distracted and that she enrolled him in Cub Scouts so he learns moderation and focus. Later, she shows him a self-portrait of Daesung and tells him that they've been through many art teachers but none lasted. Ki-woo suggests his sister Ki-young as Jessica and tells Yeon-hyo that she graduated from Illinois State University with a degree in applied arts and knows how to handle kids well. Ki-woo takes Jessica to the Park family house and introduces her to Yeon-hyo. Later, Dae tells Kevin that Daesung is faking everything. Dae asks him further if Jessica is his girlfriend and he incredulously laughs to tell her that he just met her today. She remarks that she is very beautiful, but he tells her that she is no one compared to Dae and they end up kissing each other. In Daesung's room, Jessica tells Yeon-hyo to leave her and Daesung alone as she doesn't teach in the presence of a child's parents. Once the lesson is over, she tells Yeon-hyo that something happened when Daesung was in first grade which has contributed to his symptoms of schizophrenia. She mentions that she will be taking on art therapy for Daesung to help him heal from his past trauma. As they talk, Park Dong-ik, the Park family's father, arrives and asks his driver to drop Jessica off at her home. Jessica takes this opportunity and leaves her underwear in the car to frame driver Yoon for a sexual encounter to get him fired. Park Dong-ik finds the underwear and confides to his wife that the driver is using his car for his intimate relations. He tells her to come up with a believable excuse to let him go as he doesn't want to confront his private life. Jessica eavesdrops on this conversation and inquires Yeon-hyo about the matter. She tells her that they need to let the driver Yoon go, and Jessica seizes the opportunity and mentions the driver of her uncle's friend who is trustworthy and mild-mannered. Kim Ki-taek shows up at Dong-ik's office to interview as the new driver and is hired for his driving skills. The Kim family devises another devious scheme to get the long-standing housekeeper Moon Hwang fired from her job so Chung-suk can replace her. They end up using her peach allergies to manipulate Yeon-hyo into thinking that she has tuberculosis. Yeon-hyo fires Moon Hwang and tells her husband that the housekeeper quit her job. A week later on a drive back home, Dong-ik confesses that his wife has no talent in housekeeping or cooking and it will be disastrous in a few weeks if they don't hire a new housekeeper soon. Ki-taek hands him a company card telling him that this company can get him a new hire for a housekeeper. At Kim's household, a call from Yeon-hyo is received by Ki-young pretending to be a senior advisor of the company. She asks her for personal documents and documents supporting their family income. In the next scene, Chung-suk is seen working as a housekeeper for the Park family. The Park family leaves for a camping holiday to celebrate their son's birthday. Young-yo instructs Chung-suk to take care of the house and the dogs. As they leave, the Kim family eat their food and drink their liquor as well as use other facilities. Ki-woo takes Tae's diaries to read them, claiming that it will help him understand her since they have developed romantically, and he plans to ask her out once she is in college. Ki-tae remarks that this house will become Ki-woo's in-laws' house. Ki-woo suggests that if they get married he will hire someone to act as his mother and father. They further discuss how naive and gullible the Park family is, and they can use that to their advantage. The lighting crashes, indicating a thunderstorm, when Ki-woo tells Ki-young that the rich lifestyle suits her and she fits in. The couple is laughing, and Jessica is munching on dog food when the doorbell rings. On the doorbell monitor, a flustered Moon-wang appears, asking to be let in because she forgot something in the basement under the kitchen and needs to retrieve it. Chung-suk lets her in and leads her to the basement. She asks if Chung-suk would like to come down with her, but she refuses. A lot of time passes and Chung-suk finally decides to check up on Moon-wang in the basement. Upon her descent from the stairs, she sees a strained Moon-wang trying to push the side of a shelf. Chung-suk helps her push it sideways completely and a door is revealed. As Moon-wang opens the door, it leads to an underground hideout. Moon-wang in hysteria calls out to her husband and finds him lying feebly on a bed. She gives him food and something to drink when Chung-suk arrives. Moon-wang reveals that her husband has been here for 4 years and he moved into the hideout before the Park family got ownership of the house. She tells Chung-suk that the previous owner built it but didn't mention it to the Park family. Chung-suk threatens to call the police when Moon-wang falls at her feet and begs her not to do it. The other members of the Kim family are eavesdropping on the conversation on the staircase out of sight. Moon-wang offers money to Chung-suk and asks her to leave her husband some food every week when the 3 Kim family members scramble downstairs and fall into sight. Moon-wang immediately recognizes Jessica, Kevin, the new driver, and records them on her phone. She questions Chung-suk and threatens to send the video to Young-yo. All of them go upstairs to get some air. Moon-wang is massaging her husband while the Kim family sits in the corner with their arms raised. They make fun of the family and talk about how the send button is a missile that can destroy the Kim family. Moon-wang scolds the Kim family for disrupting the artistic spirit of the house through their futile drinking and eating. Suddenly, Ki-tae attacks the sofa and both families break into a fight in an attempt to salvage Moon-wang's phone, which has the video proof. Ki-young runs to grab and throw peaches all over at Moon-wang, causing her to break into an allergic reaction. All of a sudden the house phone rings and Chung-suk frantically runs to answer. On the other line, Young-yo informs her about their early return from camping due to the rainstorm and asks to start preparing random for Dasong and they'll reach in 8 minutes. The Kim family breaks into a rush and Ki-tae drags an unconscious Moon-swang and her weak husband back to the hideout. Ki-young cleans the living room while Chung-suk starts hurriedly preparing the ramdon. The family arrives. Dasong and Tae move to their rooms while Young-yo comes to the kitchen. Ki-young hides under the living room table and Ki-woo hides under Tae's bed. Meanwhile, Moon-wang regains consciousness and starts running upstairs to the kitchen, but Chung-suk kicks her, which causes her to fall down the stairs to the basement. Ki-tae drags an unconscious Moon-wang back to the hideout entrance and starts closing the door from inside. He goes downstairs to find the erratic husband sending out Morse code as a sign of respect to Mr. Park by pushing down the light switch to the living room light. While eating ramdon in the kitchen, Young-yo reveals to Chung-suk that Dasong is getting trauma therapy for an incident. She tells her that he saw a ghost in the house when he was in 1st grade and broke into a seizure, which causes his trauma. Meanwhile, Ki-tae and the husband break into an argument and Ki-tae ties him down with duct tape and a mouth gag. He proceeds to do the same with Moon-wang when he notices blood on her and checks if she's alive. She's breathing and he proceeds to move outside of the hideout door and leave the house. Ki-woo also gets out from under the bed in an attempt to get out of the house, but it is interrupted by Dasong as he goes outside to the garden in the rain. The family follows him, while Ki-young, Ki-woo, and Ki-tae hide under the living room coffee table. Dasong is outside in his tent, so Young-yo and Mr. Park decide to sleep on the couch to keep an eye on him through the night. They address Ki-tae's smell in the house. Mr. Park comments how he doesn't like the way he smells, and his car is filled with it while the 3 listen under the coffee table. The couple ends up being intimate on the couch while the 3 listen. After they are fast asleep on the couch, Chung-suk sends Ki-woo a message to leave. The 3 leave through the garage door while it is raining. They reach their house to realize that it has been filled up with sewage water and that all their belongings have been ruined. They salvage whatever is left of their belongings to leave the apartment and take shelter in a gymnasium with the other people affected by the calamity. Meanwhile, Moon Wang regains consciousness and unties her husband, and reveals that she has a concussion. She also tells him that Chung Suk pushed her downstairs, causing her injury. The next day, Young Hyo invites Jessica to an impromptu birthday party for Dasong. Kevin is invited too. At the house, Chung Suk does all the preparations for the birthday party and cooks the meals. Kiwoo kisses Dahai in her room and asks her if he belongs to Dasong's birthday party. He then takes the scholar stone that Min gave him out of his bag and carries it downstairs. Kiwoo goes to the basement with the scholar stone when he is attacked from behind by Moon Wang's husband. He is seething in revenge as Moon Wang has passed away due to a concussion. In an attempt to run away from him, he gets caught in the basement door when Moon Wang's husband hits him maniacally in the head with the scholar's stone. Leaving him bleeding on the ground, he grabs a knife from the kitchen and goes to the garden where he sees Ki-young holding the cake. He stabs her in the heart immediately, and Dasong upon seeing the scene breaks into a seizure immediately. The guests are horrified at the scene and start running away. Dahai is seen carrying a bloody Kiwoo on her shoulders to get medical help. Ki-taek is trying to help a wounded Jessica when Mr. Park asks him to take Dasong to the hospital. Chung Suk runs to Moon Wang's husband and stabs him with a skewer. Ki-taek sees that Mr. Park is disgusted by the odor coming off from Moon Wang's husband and runs to stab Mr. Park in the heart. Yeon-gyo faints at the sight and Ki-taek flees the scene. A month later, Kiwoo opens his eyes in a hospital after brain surgery. Kiwoo and Chung Suk are convicted of fraud, but they are released for probation. It is revealed that Ki-young passes away due to her severe injuries as well as Mr. Park and Moon Wang's husband. Ki-taek motives to kill Mr. Park are unclear and he can't be found by the police and investigators according to the news. The Park family has moved out of the house and a new German family has moved in. Kiwoo spies on the Park's home and sees a message in Morse code from a flickering light in the living room. It is a letter from Ki-taek who reveals that he has been hiding in the underground hideout ever since he stabbed Mr. Park and has buried Moon Wang's body in the garden. He is getting by and will be sending out a message every night hoping Kiwoo would see it. Kiwoo is delighted and rushes back to their basement flat. He writes a letter to Ki-taek promising to earn enough money someday to buy the house and reunite with his father. The recap ends here. Thanks for watching, and if you liked it then please consider liking our video and subscribing to our channel. We will see you in the next one.